Well, hello, this is Lynn Hamilton, your lead instructor here at Sampson Properties, to give you a sneak peek in the behind the scenes and how our education department and our training videos are all set up. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. First off, we do want to thank Cardinal Title. Cardinal is the engine that runs the whole show. Anything and everything that you get to enjoy as an agent, you can thank Cardinal for. So we always want to give a shout out to our Cardinal Title, and we are going to encourage you whenever you have an opportunity, we would hope that you would use Cardinal Title, earn their business, and let them treat you with a royalty. So there you go. That's why we love our Cardinal Title. They do an excellent job, and we definitely want to support them because they are supporting you. Okay? All righty. So let's talk about how Sampson has put together the pieces of the puzzle of the education department. I have my little props here. So most brokerages go, oh, we have some really good classes, and here's one of them, and here's another one, and here's another one, and here's another one, and you need to go to this class. Oops, didn't fly that one very far. And then, oh, by the way, here's all the other classes that we've got. And you as an agent are sitting there going, okay, well, that's great and that's wonderful, but which one do I go to first? Where do I start? Because you've got all these puzzle pieces and have no clue as to where to start. Not a problem. We got you. After training several thousand agents and realized that most are running around like a chicken with their head cut off, not knowing what to put together first, we have taken care of that problem for you. Here at Sampson, we have put together the learning trails. So we're going to walk you through methodically how to leverage and take advantage of the whole education department here at Sampson. Okay? So let me start by asking you a question. What would your business look like if you committed 18 minutes a day to mastering and developing your skills? What would your business look like in 30 days, in 60 days, in 90 days? Trust me, it'll not be the same as it is right now. So let's go ahead. The next thing, can we chat? Come here. Come here, come on. You and me, we're going to have a chat. I want you to understand that the responsibility that the clients are putting on your shoulders is enormous. You as an agent in this industry have the ability to bankrupt a client. I've seen it done. You have the ability to financially ruin somebody. I've seen it done. How would you like it if you were the consumer, your agent did something, didn't guide you correctly, and when you got done with the transaction, you found out you owed $30,000 in taxes? The agent's response was, and it wasn't one of ours, by the way, it was, oh, well, I didn't know about that. They're going to have to pay taxes anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Excuse me? We're talking here, okay? I want to make sure that you understand the responsibility and the weight that you carry on your shoulders as a real estate agent. And I don't care if you do one transaction a year, 101 transactions a year, or anything above or below that. You as an agent have the same fiduciary responsibility to the consumer to guide them and point them in the right direction in a real estate transaction. So don't ever use the excuse, oh, I'm dual career, I didn't know. I'm just part-time, I didn't know. Think about the responsibility that you carry on your shoulders. Head up, shoulders back. Be proud of it. Master your skills, master your craft, and enjoy the benefits that this industry can provide. But don't cut yourself short, okay? All right, so let's talk about the fact that I want to remind you that real estate is a business. It's not a hobby. I know some of you treat it as a hobby, but it's not. So first thing we want to share with you about the education department is where you can find any and all educational videos. Right now, as of today, they're all in Cardinal Nest under Sampson University. Anything and everything is there. Remember all these pieces? they're all there for you. So hopefully you can go enjoy them. But let's go ahead and map out a strategy. If you're needing to find it, our current dashboard looks like this. I like to go to quick links, drop down to Samson University, and that's what it's going to look like. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Scroll down. Once you scroll down, if you're looking for any of my classes, they're right there on my own channel. Ta-da! There it is. So when you click on there, you find the class you want to listen to or study. And when you do, the video will come up at the top. The check mark of when you've completed each section will show up there on the right side of the screen, but scroll down. Every single video that we have done or I have done always, always, always has a handout to go with it. So make sure that you pull that handout, and I encourage you to put it in a 3-ring binder so you're creating out your own customized training manual. All right? The best way to go through it is to stop after you've listened to a segment and do the task that's being added. Boom. That is how you leverage and get maximum results out of any of our training components. Okay? All right, so the next thing is I want to share with you is I've done a little something. See, this non-techie gal figured out a long time ago how to add on custom tabs to her website. So I have developed out a tab, Agent Resource Center, for you. So because if I'm teaching or I'm traveling, I'm not responding to emails. So I created this tab of the common questions that get asked, the how-tos. So I want you to go check it out when you've got a minute. Now, what you're also going to find on there is the Listen and Learn channel, which I record, not fancy smancy, the Zoom meetings from the Thursday meetings I do. They are downloaded there for you. Now, there's 2 reasons I've done this. First, I wanted to make sure that you guys had a quick and easy access to additional stuff before or even if it's still on Cardinal Nest in Samson University or anyplace else for you. The other reason I did this, I wanted you to see what could be done with your website. My website here is no different than the same website platform that you all have available to you through Bold Trails. I had ulterior motive there. As I want to be the go-to source or the backup go-to source for you guys to get quick access to stuff, it's the same logic that we teach you how to leverage your website, add custom tabs to it, add drop-down pages to it, and let it, your website, let it be the go-to source for your clients as well. There you go. And again, if this non-techie can do it, we can walk you through and have you do it as well. But when you get a chance, go check it out, know what's on there, and enjoy. All right, so we also have 2 extra components for you. Every Thursday, I do 2 sessions. One is at 1 o'clock, and one is at 2:30. They are different topics every week. The 1 o'clock session is called Learning Trails, and it's kind of a Q&A session. I take a class from our library that we've already done in full, and I take a deeper dive into it. The 2:30 class is called Master Your Marketing. There, we're going to take from our JumpStart session 4, where we talk about the marketing department within your business, we take a deep dive into all 24 options of pillars that you can map out. Now, if you know me, you know I ain't going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you what works, what doesn't, why, how come, how long it's going to take you to build it out, what are the do's and don'ts of it, what it's going to cost, and make sure that you're moving on a productive, effective, and efficient track, okay? Another thing I want to bring your attention to is if you're emailing me back and forth, I have a couple of extra links on my signature line. Why? Because I want to make sure that I'm getting you the bonus information of, do you need me to tuck you under my wing? Are you looking for some extra TLC and help? I've got a link right there. It's my VIP team I put together of agents. You can specify to me, do you want to hear from me weekly, monthly, or never, leave me alone. I'm good. I'm good with either one. So that is usually a link on my email signature as well. But what this does is it lets you see what you can do with your email signature line as well. Okay? All right, so moving right along, we also have a Monday morning 10:30 boost. If you need the kick in the seat, it's about a 30-minute check-in. Usually got some words of wisdom for you, share a couple little tidbits with you, and get you motivated and up and going for the week. All right, so those are some things you should put on your calendar, set them to repeat. The link for all of them, it's a Zoom meeting, is on the Cardinal Nest on the calendar. There you go. All right, so here's a couple of suggestions when you're taking any of my classes. First off, we encourage you to obviously print out the handout. There is a handout for every session. The handout is designed to be your checklist and your worksheet. So make sure you've got it. I would encourage you to put it in a 3-ring binder. That way you can track it, monitor. If you're wanting to meet with me, your broker, your mentor, your anybody, more than likely we're going to ask you to bring your binder with you. We need to see what you've gotten done, where you're stubbing your toe, and can make our time together more effective and more efficient. So there you go. Those are the tips for that. Now, there are some classroom rules, whether you're watching online or whether you're in person. Let me go through them real quick. Phone needs to be off because if it rings, I'm going to answer it, and you do not want that happening. I'm going to ask you to be open to some new ideas. I'm going to ask, as always, your permission. May I have your permission to be blunt and honest with you, tell you what you need to know and not always what you want to hear. If you're okay with that, give me a thumbs up and we're good to go. I'm going to ask you to hear my heart and sometimes forgive my mouth. Usually I will warn you if something is getting ready to slip out, and I will give you a heads up that it's coming, that you have already given me permission to be blunt and honest with you, and you said you'd hear my heart, forgive my mouth, we're good, it's coming out. You do have to laugh at my stupid jokes, whether you're live or whether you're watching these on video, you still have to laugh because I can hear you. There you go. Main thing is I want you to learn something new. I want you to have those aha moments, and I want you more than anything is to implement what you're learning, whether it's my stuff or anybody else's that you're taking a class or listening to. It is not just listening to it. Until you stop and do the task is then when it all comes together. Okay? All right, so in the to-do component, we've added the little puzzle piece because, you know, we've got our little puzzle pieces here. And on the handouts and the worksheets, we have the little puzzle piece that says to do. That is obviously your cue to stop and to go ahead and do that task. This way, we are building out and building the foundation of your business. If you think about JumpStart specifically, there are four in a puzzle. There are four corners to the puzzle. If you're going to put together a puzzle, the first thing you're going to do is go through and find your corner pieces. Then you're going to find all the pieces with the edge, and that's where you start building your puzzle. That is how you need to start building out your business, and that is what JumpStart does. JumpStart sessions 1 and 2 is Business 101. After thousands and thousands of agents that I have trained, I have gotten so disheartened by seeing agents come in the front door and out the back because they didn't know where to start. And they had all this training but had no clue. So that is why we put this together all methodically for you. Make sure you got the handouts, listen, then you're going to stop, you're going to do the task, and then you're going to move on. That is going to give you the foundation so that we can help you build whatever level of business you want. So what is covered in JumpStart? Real quick, JumpStart session 1 gives you, I should have remembered, I counted them up a few minutes ago, a bunch of 28 of them, I think. Tips and ideas of putting together the foundational pieces of your real estate business. Again, we cannot put a roof on the house until the foundation, the walls, and everything's done, then the roof goes on. Same thing with your business. You do not start by ordering business cards. JumpStart session 1, you'll learn why. But I get you all prepped so when you do order your business cards, you're ready to order a really good business card. I'll show you some samples of some, not so good, and a few, those are really pretty good. So JumpStart Session 1 is about that. JumpStart 2 is about the additional pieces of the puzzle for the foundation of your business, and it goes into slightly about mindset. Too many agents have gone out the back door of this business because they had the worst case of stinky thinking God ever gave them. So we want to make sure that you are prepped and ready and can handle whatever comes at you. JumpStart Session 3 is all about your database. That is a gold mine that you are sitting on. I'm going to make sure you know how to organize it, sort it, categorize it, label it, tag it, hashtag it, and leverage that puppy and cry all the way to the bank. There you go. JumpStart Session 4 is all about the marketing department of your business. I'm amazed how many agents really do not know how to market. I'm going to make sure that you are given everything I can give you of my 20 years in sales and marketing and 20 years in real estate of what works, what doesn't, and why. There you go. So now you've got a foundation in which to really build on. So you've finished your JumpStart Sessions 1, 2, 3, and 4, in order, by the way, and then you say, okay, what comes next? From there, our full library in Samson University is a full smorgasbord, if you will, of all the classes that you need to support whatever track you're wanting. If you've got through JumpStart Session 4, you figured out which marketing pillars you want. We've got classes zeroed in and specific for those. You just don't go in and start jumping around from one class to another, because it's not going to pay off. And yes, I do have to pick these puzzle pieces up when I'm done. So we want to put them all together step by step for you. So hang with us, we'll walk you through it. All right, again, reminder, the best way to digest this and all of the sessions is listen per section, stop, and here's the key questions you need to ask yourself. 1, did I know that? 2, am I doing that? 3, how well am I doing that? And 4, can I do it any better? If you can give yourself a 5 out of a scale of 1 to 5 on whatever topic we're talking about, rock star, keep going, go on to the next. But if you're not, and again, it doesn't matter if you're a new agent, new to Samson, a seasoned agent who's been around for a long time, there are still pieces of the puzzle that you're missing, and we're going to make sure you've got the foundation built in. When I have agents that have come to JumpStart Session and have gone through all 4 sessions, got to Session 4, and we got done, they went, oh my God, I've been in the business 20, 25, 30 years. I never knew that. I was never taught that. I never knew it that way. Where have you been all my life? Then I know that we all, regardless of how long we've been in the business and how good we are, we have missing pieces to our puzzle. We're going to make sure you've got them all together. Okay, so within the Samson family, we also have a phenomenal toolbox for you. We've got sales meetings, we've got mindset, we've got Tuesday tidbits, we've got learning trails, we've got master your marketing, we've got coffee with Casey, we've got weekend updates, we've got market trends, we've got HQDU. Wait, I'm not done. And there's more ongoing training through Zoom, all over the calendar, all over our footprint, and everything's available for you on demand. So don't ever tell me you couldn't make it in this business, because there you go. We got you covered. All right, so in closing, let me just say, I don't care what you know. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't care what you know. I want to know what you are doing with what you know. That is where the success comes from. So there you have it. That is how to best use the Samson education department and the learning trails and the everything that we've got for you, kind of in a nutshell. So with that, I'm going to hush up so you can be done with this segment and get ready to jump right in and enjoy your learning. I'll see you in class. Welcome back, everyone. This is Lynn Hamilton, your lead instructor, going into JumpStart Session 2 for you. As we talked about in the first session, this is about putting the puzzle pieces together for your business. It is about creating the framework in which for your business to build on. After helping to educate over 6,000 agents, I am pretty clear on what the common mistakes are and what the missing puzzle pieces are as well. So here's some more pieces to your puzzle that we need to put into place. All right, so let's go ahead and start into this. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is obviously make sure that before you move on into this session or the other ones to follow, you have completed the tasks that we've asked you to put together in session 1. That is going to allow us to really start building a solid foundation. Most agents are trying to maneuver their business Swiss cheese in the middle of quicksand. There are all kinds of missing pieces of their puzzle, and they take the next step, and down they go. So we're trying to prevent that from happening. So, as always, we want to kick it off by thanking Cardinal Title for sponsoring this class and any and all the classes. For all the perks and bells and whistles that you enjoy being with Samson Properties, you can thank Cardinal. Now, I told you in the other session why I love my little cardinals. First off, they're cute. And this was taken from me sitting in my recliner. I have a bird feeder outside, and I do have cardinals that come and feed in the bird feeder. Now, I will tell you, if the bird feeder is empty, yes, they will cock their head and look in the window at me like, really? Really? And yes, I get up and go fill their bird feeder for them. Now, recently in the snow, because the bird feeder was frozen over, I made sure I put a pan down for them. I like my cardinals. They are cute. The babies are adorable. They have little mohawks until their feathers lay down. They are cute as can be. And so again, shout out to Cardinal. We want to thank them for always having our back here at Samson and taking care of everything that we need so that we can run an effective, efficient business. All right, a couple quick reminders on our class rules. As always, phones off or on silent, preferably if you're here in class. Put them on airplane mode for us, please. Be open to some new ideas. I still have your permission to be blunt and honest with you, tell you what you need to know, not always what you want to hear. You are going to hear my heart, forgive my mouth. You are. And you do have to laugh at my jokes still. And I want you to learn something new. And then I want you to implement what you have learned. Because without implementation of it, you're walking through quicksand on a piece of Swiss cheese. So we're going to make sure that you're strong, steady, and able to move forward. Okay. So for this session, our kickoff words of wisdom are, people need to start seeing you as a professional in this industry. So I want you to ask yourself, do you treat it like a business or do you treat it like a hobby? And again, I don't care if you're full-time, part-time, dual career, only want to do a couple transactions a year, you still need to run the business like a business. You still need to have certain stepping points and key points on there and make sure you've got a foundation in which to build off of. Okay? I had mentioned that on my website, I have created an agent resource tab for you. The reason I did that, and obviously, you have Lynn Hamilton, just like yours, it's your first name, last name, .samsonproperties.net. I was smart enough, and I'm the non-techie one, by the way. I figured out how to add custom tabs. My website, this one here, is no different than the one that you have. This is the Bold Trails website platform. So, we can teach you how to add a custom tab. We can teach you how to add drop down. So first off, I did this, A, to learn how to do it. But second off, when I'm teaching, if you've noticed, I'm not answering my phone or my emails. So I want to make sure that if you go, okay, she says about that QR code, and I don't remember what that was, and where can I, here you go. It's right there for you. How-to instructions and the listen and learn. So I would encourage you all, go to my website, go check it out. Now, there is an ulterior motive as to why I did this. I wanted you to see what you could do with your website. This is the same footprint you have. I have nothing more than what you have. I just learned to make it sing and dance just a little bit. So, through your taking and putting a piece of the puzzle together at a time, you too can learn how to turn your website into the go-to source or the backup go-to source for your consumer. The more you have traffic driving to your website, the higher up on the SOI you become. And this is just an example for your benefit as well, but for you to see, hey, if this non-techie person can do this, I can do it too, and it can be done. There's a whole bunch of listen and learn videos on there. Took me a little bit to figure out how to do it. They're not fancy, but they're up, okay? So just know that if I can do it, oh, heck, yeah, you can do it as well. So that is your resource tab for you. All right, quick reminder. What you are learning today will allow you to earn tomorrow. We've talked about the tools that are in the toolbox. Now let's talk about some more tools that you need to have in place. This is a checklist for you. So as you block off time to go through the tasks that are on here, here's some things I want you to ask. Ask yourself, do you know how to get into Cardinal Nest? Hopefully the answer is yes. Do I know what's on Cardinal Nest? Kick back and poke around on it. Take 18 minutes. Take 18 minutes to poke around on Cardinal Nest. Know what's there, know where you can find stuff. Samson University. All of you should have access to Samson University. Ask yourself, do I need to figure out how to get into Samson University? Do I know what's in there? Holy smokes, there's a lot in there. All right? Next thing, company calendar. Do I know where the company calendar is at? Do I know how to click on the date and see what's scheduled up? Do I know that the links for the Zoom classes are there as well? There you go. All right, next thing on your toolbox. First Up. Do you have First Up activated? The reason we encourage First Up is, again, let's put these pieces of this puzzle together. In your buyer and seller consultation, one of the questions you will ask your potential buyer is, Kevin, do you want to see some of the properties that are available or all of them? They're always going to say all of them. You, as an agent selling your value, have access to off-market properties. Everybody shake their head this way, like, wow. Okay? First Up is one of the tools that will allow you to see what is available off-market. Can they find those on an internet search? Nope. So your consumer just told you they want to see and know about all the properties? Good, then that's why you need me. As a professional in the industry, I have access to off-market properties. You just sold your value. There you go. SkySlope, you need to know about SkySlope. If you are not familiar with SkySlope, know that we do have some training classes available. Check out the calendar. They're up there. And it also gives you the go-to source so you know if you have a question, where to go to. Real Scout is another one that's a great tool. You do not want your consumer going online and searching on Realtor or Zillow because it's going to advertise other agents on there. You do not want that happening. You want to keep them under your wing, and Real Scout will allow that to happen. The next thing we want to make sure that you have up, operating, and in place is your website. You all get a free website courtesy of who? Who pays for your website? Cardinal, you betcha. Cardinal Title is the one that's going to take care of that. Sorry, just had to refuel there. All right. So if you do not have your website up and active, know that, again, we've got classes to walk you through step by step so that you can color brand it. Oh, wait, you've already picked your color branding from session 1. Now we're going to show you how to color brand it from your website. How to change out the pictures, how, on the banner when it comes up. What are the other things you can put into your website? Again, if this non-techie can figure it out and help you, and others can help you too, it can be done. All right? So once you've got your website up the way you want it to go, great. Next question you're going to ask yourself is, do I know, first off, that there's even reports, postcards, newsletter, and blog posts available for me as an agent? Do you know that? And do you know where they're at? They're all in Cardinal Nest for you. Okay? And make sure you know where those are at. Then we want to make sure that you know how to leverage them. Those are some of the classes I do on Thursdays. How to leverage your reports, how to leverage those postcards, how to leverage the newsletters, how to leverage the blogs. Those are all tools that we're going to make sure that you know how to utilize and use. Okay? Excuse me. Have you activated your first blog post? Did you know you even had a blog available? Now, when you look at your website, the blog button will not show up until you activate your first post. Once the first post is activated, then it will show up. And you're going, oh, I love that. I don't know how to activate the blog. Oh, wait, I got you. Remember? How-to instructions. Right on my website is the step-by-step of how to do it. Then the next thing you're going to go is, oh my gosh, but I don't know what to post. We got you. I have worked with our phenomenal marketing department, and we have put together a library of 30 blog posts that are ready for you to grab and post. Boom. You want to know how to leverage it? We've got classes on that for you as well. And if you get stuck and can't find it, email me. I'll send you the link back. I may not send you a big love note to go with it. I'll just send you the link back. Point you in the right direction. If you want to create a QR code that takes directly to the blog, that's why we've asked you to check out QR Code Monkey, so that when you've got your blog activated, you can create a QR code for the blog, and you can use that if you want on your business cards, on your newsletters. There you go. All right, we're putting this together in order for you. Now, we're going to make sure that you have your Canva. You have a free account. You need to set up a free account. Because if you're going to eventually do anything of the postcards or of the newsletters, you're going to need to have your Canva account. So here you go. Check it off. Do I got it done? If not, stop and do it. There you go. Do I have a LinkedIn profile? Again, LinkedIn is for business, more business related. It is not you out partying with the girls on Friday night. It is more business related. Why people would need to consider moving into your area of expertise, your neighborhood, or what it has to offer, that kind of stuff. Okay. If you do not have that done, stop, go do it, and then come back. Next piece of the puzzle. Business Facebook page. Do you have a business Facebook page? Here's a reminder. If you are going to set up a business Facebook page, please do not call it Samson Properties. It must be under your name, and then realtor, you can have in there that it's with Samson, but Samson should not be the primary name on it, okay? Because if not, we're going to ask you to take it down, to rename it. Just do it right from the beginning, okay? All right. Here's where we've asked you to go ahead and Google your Samson office and write a 5-star review. If you haven't already done that, stop, go do it, come on back. Welcome back. Next step. Let's keep going. All right. See how easy this is? Okay, I haven't done that. Stop. Go do it. Come back. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'll wait for you. All right, there we go. All right. We've talked about First Up. Here is what First Up will look like when you go to your app store on your phone. It is that lime green. If it is FYRST. It is the Match.com, if you will, of Samson to Samson agents that have properties most of the time not on the market yet. The more our agents use it, the better tool it becomes for you. So if you are using it in your footprint and in your area and you're not finding a lot of other agents doing it, spread the word to the agents in your office or in your footprint that they need to get on it as well. Okay, we do discuss it as often as possible. I know Donnie and Sarah talk about it at the HQDU. Again, we're trying to make sure that everybody gets on it. So again, if you have not got your First Up, stop, go do it. Come on back. I'll be here. Okay? You're back. Let's go. All right. We talked about in the previous session, again, this is a great reminder. Are you familiar with where you can find royalty-free images? Pixabay, again, if you've not ever gone over to Pixabay, go to pixabay.com. Stop. Go bring it up. Take a peek at it. That was easy. Let's go. So now when you need it, you know how to put it in place. Okay? All right. Let me ask you a question. Can you manage time? Yes or no? Everybody gets real quiet. You know, they're all afraid to say the wrong answer. Can you manage time? Yes or no? No, you cannot. Right answer. All right. Let's have a little bit of fun. And gentlemen, I'm going to need a mic in about 1 second. Time blocking versus your to-do list is like saying which came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't know. I don't care. They go hand in hand. All right? You can't have a chicken without the egg, and you can't have the egg without the chicken, I think. What do I know? All right? But time blocking and a to-do list go hand in hand. In session 1 of JumpStart, we gave you a sample of a to-do list with your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tracking that goes with it. All right? This is where the two start going hand in hand. Again, going to reference back this 12-week year. It doesn't matter. What you know is whether or not you're going to implement it. So let's chat about this. What is time blocking? Obviously, it is reserving a section of time on your calendar for a specific task. Duh, we all knew that. What are the benefits? It allows us to get mentally prepared for whatever task we're going to tackle. We are able to stay focused for a short period of time because let's face it and let's get over it, we're all a little ADD. Our phones have made it worse than ever before because that little sucker goes off every 2 seconds with a bing, a bong, a notice, a notification. Somebody's having a sale. Well, you know what? That sale is going to be there in 20 minutes when you're done with your task. Okay, so having time blocking allows us to stay focused as well. It is actually going to improve productivity. If you know that you need to re-record your voicemail on your phone, literally you can think about it for 2 weeks. Stop. I need 5 minutes to do this. Do it. It's done. Move on. You know that it's going to improve. And it's also going to be less stressful because instead of thinking about it and worrying about it, you get it done. Then last but not least, it allows you to clear the clutter in your brain of all the stuff you're thinking you still need to get done. Okay? All right. Who thinks that multitasking is beneficial and possible? I got a few little hands that are going, kind of, sort of. All right. I need two volunteers. Who wants to embarrass themselves? Don't all jump up at once. Gentlemen, can I have one of the mics, please? Yeah, 1 second. I need 2 volunteers. Okay, you two that raise hands. Come on. Okay. All right. Albert, what I need you to do, you come on up here. Let's get you. Let's embarrass you in front of everybody.
Ladies first.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Nah!
1, 2, 1, 2.
You know what this game is. Okay, so who wants to be the timer? You got your phone with you? Now that I told you to put your phones away?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I can get my phone. It's right here. All right, so we're going to get my phone. There we go. We're going to do this part together. You're going to be, no, no,
It's over here. Don't worry about it.
All right, so we're going to see how well we actually really do. Stopwatch. There we go. All right, we're going to see how well you really do multitask. Okay. And if you play this before you learn to do it.
I haven't paid
Okay, good. All right.
I have no idea what's going on.
Good. All right. So, do you know your alphabet?
Yes.
Can you count like
Yes.
1 to 10? Okay, good. All right. So, when I say go, you will count from 1 to 10, and we're going to time it.
Okay.
Okay? Ready? Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay? 1.88 seconds. Somebody mentally take a note of that.
Beat that.
Okay? All right. Now, you know your alphabet?
Yes.
Okay? 1 A to J. Ready? Go.
A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K.
Overachiever.
Good.
All right. We'll cut a little bit of time off. So 2 seconds?
2 seconds.
All right, there you go. Now, I'm going to reset this. Multitask. 1A, 2B, ready, go.
1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, 5E, 6F, 7G, 8H, 9I, J, 10, K, 11.
Okay.
That's enough.
All right, 14 seconds. All right, thank you. Now, usually you give them an applause, okay?
This is tough. Don't multitask like that.
Yeah, thank you. We'll give the, get back to, thank you, sir. Okay, we're back. Let me shut this back down again. There we go. All right, so I'm back. The comedy with that is when she did 1 to 10, boom, 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 boom. A to J, overachiever. She went 1 over. All right? Not that you've ever done overachieving, I'm just saying. All right? Then when we multitask, usually they get to about, she was pretty good. Usually they get 4 or 5 down, and the brain starts going, wait a minute, where did I leave off? And then it turns into a giggle fest. Usually some colorful words fly out after that, but we all have a good time. That proves that we think we can multitask well, but the truth is we often can't. Now, that being said, if you are doing mundane, I'm saying mundane, but repetitious things, cooking, laundry, dishes, whatever, okay, you can multitask real easy. You can be telling the dog to go outside. You can be yelling at the kids. You can be, whatever. Multiple things are going on. But when it comes to business stuff, where it requires focus and concentration, that is not always our best use of multitasking time. Okay? Now, you want to have some fun with this one? Next time you're at a family party or with a group of friends, pull this on them. It's funny. It's funnier after they've all had a drink. It is hysterical after they've had 2 or more. So time it just right and have a good giggle with it. But it's a fun thing to do with a group of people, but it also lets them see that multitasking is not always the best way out. So by being able to then focus on one individual thing is where you're going to pay off. Now, how to build out and block some time off. So here's the things. Determine when you need to do the task. You know whether you're a morning person or whether you're an afternoon or evening or whatever. So decide what works best for you. When is your total concentration time better? Determine what task it is you need to get done. Oh, wait, you've got a whole bunch in 1, a whole bunch in 2, a whole bunch in 3, and a whole bunch in 4 of tasks that need to get done. Determine how much time you are able to block off doing it. Do not tell yourself you're going to block off 3 or 4 hours to do something because it's going to take you 3 or 4 hours to do it. Even if it's just recording an updated voicemail message, it's going to take you 3 to 4 hours if you give yourself 3 to 4 hours. Shrink back the time. Now, I would also recommend, since we're all a little 45 minutes to an hour is about the max of full-on concentration our brains can handle. We need to take a break, and then we need to move on. All right. So if you know, let me say, for example, you want to tackle your buyer consultation, block off 45 minutes, work on it, take a break, get some water to drink, hydrate the brain, and then go back to another 45 minutes if you need to. All right. But if you say I'm going to do it in 4 hours, it's going to take you 4 hours, and your brain's going to go to mush after about an hour. Okay. So break it down. Ask yourself, where is the best location for me to do this? Can I do this from home? Can I do, if I'm home, I'm in the office, I'm at the dining room table, I'm at the bar, where do I need to be? Do I need to go to the office in which to do it? They have the margaritas there, I don't know. So just ask yourself, where is the best location for you to get your task and your project done? What supplies you need to have at your fingertips and at the ready to do it, and boom, there you be. Those are some of the guidelines to help you. If you've ever had kids go through school and school projects, there you go. That's going to help them as well. All right, let's move on to page 4 of your handout. Again, a reminder, The best way to handle when you're looking at this class, any other class, stop, do some time blocking is a good thing to do now. All right, so when you kick back later, I want you to go see, okay, session 1, I need to do this, this, and this. Let me block off some time, and you be specific with which task you are going to complete in that time block. And then what are the next time block? Not, I'm going to organize my office. Okay, that's like telling a kid to go pick up their room. They're literal. They're trying to go in to figure out how they can pick up their room. Okay, they get in there, they go, I can't pick it up. Oh, look, a toy. Let me play. Let me read. Let me make a mess. Let me do something else. All right. If you are specific with them, with go pick up the trash that's in your room. If there's any in there, bring it on out. Done. Next task. Go in any clothes. Either if they're clean, they get hung back up again, or bring them out for laundry. Let's put them in the laundry basket. That's even a better idea. Okay, done. Let's go back in. Let's pick up any toys or books. They need to go back in the toy box or on the bookshelf. One task at a time. And you give them just a couple of minutes in which to do it. And it becomes a game. We are no different. We are no different. So have fun, but stop and block some time off. We often talk about color coding in calendars. Absolutely. Okay, back in the olden days before the electronics were all there, we would literally highlighters and we color code the calendars. I strongly recommend that you still do it now. And again, I don't care if you've got a digital, if you're all digital, or if you're still, I need to see it in front of me. Color code it out, because all the digital platforms have the ability to color code. If you do not know how to do that, let me know. We'll make sure you know how to do it. But color coding is going to help, because what it allows you to do is to look. Balance is an oxymoron as far as I'm concerned. Okay? But does it allow you to take a look at your calendar at a glance and say, okay, I'm spending too much time doing goofing off? Is the business not where I need to be because I've been goofing off? Sometimes you need a goof off time. But sometimes you need to step back and say, okay, I'm going to be serious for a quarter. Again, we're not talking all year, we're talking a quarter. What are the things you need to get accomplished? That's why I recommend that you have your binder for your handouts. It's all in one spot, and it's all able to be mapped out. Jim Rohn, God love him, has often said, you either run your day or your day runs you. I'm hearing the uh-huhs in the class. Absolutely. Parkinson's law says that work will expand to fill the time for its completion. You say, okay, I need to update my signature line. I need to email myself from JumpStart session 1 from my phone. I need to do that. Oh, yeah, Lynn's going to be here in 30 minutes. You're going to get it all done in 30 minutes. If you say, oh, I got all day, it's going to take you all day. So say, block off the time, block off the task, give yourself a time. And you know what? Set the frickin' timer if you need to. Set the timer if you need to. There's nothing wrong with that. We used to have the crank timers. Now we've got them on our phone. Utilize that tool and take advantage of it. If not, we all can drag our feet and procrastinate. So it's going to take all day or all that time block to get it done. Okay? All right. Let's move on. We got more to cover. All right. Work zone. Here's what I wanted to talk to you about, your workspace. Most of us have workspace at home. Sometimes you've got a place at the office. Here are some general rules about your workspace. Break it down into what we call zones. Zone 1 is if you put your elbows to your side and go like this. What are the things in my zone 1 that I need in front of me right now for every minute? I need my computer. I need my little puzzle pieces. I need my little clicker. I need my whatever else here that I've got. I need it right in front of me. Now, that's zone 1. Clear everything else out. Zone 2 is if you put your arms out and go like this. What is in your zone 2? It could be your notebook for tracking. It could be your calendar for planning. It could be your cute little pencils and pens. It could be your drink. What is in your zone 2 that you need to have to get up? Zone 3 are the things that are on the exterior side. I've got my goodies over there for my giveaways. I need them close by, but I don't need them cluttering up this space. I've got stuff over here for backup. Again, I need it there, but I don't need it cluttering up my space right now. If you have a printer in your office, keep it relatively close, where even just a slide in the chair, you can get what you need and bring it right on back. All right? Zone 4 is the further out. That would be like your bookcases. What is the appearance in your office space? When you're nose down working on stuff and then you look up, what is it you see? That space should bring a smile to your face, should bring you some joy. If it's out a window, if it's, affirmations and positive things on the wall, is it a beautiful picture that just fills your heart and soul? What is it that is in that 4th exterior zone that's going to make you go, I like it in here? Okay. Take some time and block off and go give your office space a makeover. If it's too much in there that's clutter, it's time to declutter. Okay. We recently had a snow day and I was working from home, and yes, when I got done with some stuff, I treated myself to an hour and a half of clearing some of the clutter that I didn't need anymore. They're in my way and in my fingertips. It felt so good to start pushing that stuff out, even old tax records and just stuff that I didn't need anymore, or stuff that was outdated. And it was like, okay, clear it out, clear it out, clear it out. And it is refreshing. So clear that workspace out. Even if you come in here or to the office to work, same thing applies. Okay? So that gives you some good ahas. Make sure you've got your workspace moments. Okay? All right, let's move on because we're not done. All right, so some tips on taking class notes. Now, I know you're going, Lynn, really? I learned this way back in school, but here is a tip for you. Oh, I have my book in the back. I'll bring it up later. Okay, so when you open a book, what is usually the first thing you see in there? An index, table of content, okay? The chapter topic, what chapter? Chapter 1, topic, what page? Chapter 2, topic, page. If you take your spiral notebook and do the exact same thing with it, that becomes a great resource. Yeah. My daughter's book is also in the bag back there if you can find it, okay? So, again, whether you've got digital, whether you've got paper, all good. So, you take the notebook, you take the first couple of pages, and you use that as your index. So you would have I'm just going to make this up, sales meeting. What is the date next week that sales meeting is on? Page 1. You take your notes from the sales meeting. Even if you're watching it virtual, you're done, go on to the next. Then you take a look at what is the next meeting. That's chapter 2. Topic, date maybe, any other information? Page 2. As you go into your pages, you mark them in the upper right-hand corner or bottom right, whatever you're most comfortable with. This then becomes a great reference and resource back for putting this all together. Nothing used to drive me crazier than watching agents run around for an hour because they knew they saw on the notepad somewhere that they had taken notes on for that class. And now they need that information, and God, they cannot find it. Used to drive me to drink. So I went and bought the guy I was working for and his buddy, who were also the co-owners of the company, a spiral notebook and got it set up for them. It made their life, and ultimately mine, a whole lot easier. So that is a great tip and a great takeaway. All right. Again, we're going to reference back to this great book. A goal without a plan is nothing more than a wish. So, we want to find it. Yes, thank you. pause for a moment. All right, so shameless plug. Okay. Oh, look. Haunted Fredericksburg, written by Michelle L. Hamilton. It's my daughter, in case you're wondering. In the book, I'm in here somewhere. I know she gave me credit. Here's your table of content. So just like in your spiral that you're creating for your notes, you have the page, the title of the section, and the page that it's on. That will allow you to create a productive reference manual. And okay, so somebody gave me, and I still have it because I cherish it. I don't want to mess it up and use it. It is a binder that looks like this, solid like this, not spiral. And it says, real estate shit. I'm sorry, I love it. And it's sitting on my desk. So there you go. All right, I may give that one away later. So that is a great tool and a technique for keeping track. It was going to save you some pain and headache and heartache when you're trying to find those notes on that class about oil tanks under the ground. You may never need it but once in your career, but when you need it, you need to be able to reference back to it and who handles it. So there you go. So that's a great example of where that comes in handy. Again, simple index. You've got your chapter, your title, your information, the page number off to the side. Boom, you're ready to go. Okay? All right, now, Post-it notes. Let's talk about starting to map out and plan out how all of this stuff is going to start to come together. I love this technique because it works. I don't care if you do it digitally. I don't care if you do it on paper. I don't care if you do it on the mirror, on the wall. Just don't use permanent marker on the wall. Just a little, FYI tip there. Bulletin board, Post-it board, cork board, whiteboard, whatever. Whatever you've got, whatever's handy to do. Now, even if you just have a wall and you don't have any of those other things, get painter's tape, mark it off, and put your Post-it notes up. What are the tasks that you need to focus on for the next 7 to 10 days? Put your Post-it notes up there. Again, it can be done digitally as well. Put your Post-it notes on there. Once you've completed it, then move it down to completed. If you didn't get it done, it gets moved over or stays there, because then you're going to shift things over from your 30-day, your 60-day, your 90-day. When we get done at the end of our JumpStart session 4, this will make a little more sense, which is why I'm introducing it to you now, because what needs to be done in the next 7 to 10 days is getting your together and getting these tasks done for your business foundation, okay? All right, so that would go on there. Again, when they're done, don't take them off and throw them away. You want to visually see and mentally acknowledge the completion and the joy that comes with that. Map them out. Now, I will tell you, do not get cheap Post-it notes. This is a lesson that I will share. I was down in the Fredericksburg office when I first got started and had my little board up, and I had all my little Post-it notes up of all the 28 classes that needed to be recorded. And I'm thinking, okay, which ones needs to go next? Which one did it? And I had my dates, and we were mapping. Okay, it was all going on my little Post-it note board. Because a couple times I went, no, this one actually needs to go before that one. So I was shifting around. The gang came in and said, hey, Lynn, we're going to go over and get a smoothie. You want to join us? And I said, yes, I need a quick break. Let's all walk over. Tropical Smoothie Cafe is just around the corner. So we go over. Now, our AC was having a little issue at the moment, and it was winter. Heck, it was summer. So I had my little fan on in my office. I came back, and my little Post-it notes were all over the place. I quickly learned cheap Post-it notes are not a good investment. So there you go. Get the good Post-it notes. All right? So fortunately, I knew what had to go back on there, and I put them back on, and they were not coming off. So, but it gives you that visual, and we need visual. God gave us 2 eyes for a reason, and we need to be visual. We're all a visual creature a bit. So there you go. Now you know. It also allows us to see the progress, celebrate the completions, and move on to the next. Okay? All right. Let's move on to the next topic, and then I'll do some giveaways at the end of this session. All right? We're going to change hats completely. You have just been given a whole list of mechanical, physical tasks that need to be done to help put your business together and in order. This one is just as important, but it is what goes on between the two ears that you have. This industry is like a roller coaster ride. Highs are highs, lows are lows. And I don't like roller coasters. But we go through it, and as we're chugging up that, that challenge, it's like, we can do this. Hit the peak and comes flying down 9 miles an hour. We're all screaming, going, what the heck am I doing this for? Okay? We get to the end and go, okay, that was fun. Let's do it again. Are we nuts? I think we are. But here's the takeaway on this. I have seen more agents go out the back door of this business because this. Not that they didn't have the ability to learn and master their skills and master their craft. They had the worst case of stinking thinking God ever gave to anybody. Or they had a spouse or a significant other or a family member that did. And in answer to your question, no, I cannot kill them for you. I have been asked. No, not going to do it. But, because if I did, then I need an alibi, then I need bail, then I need, you're a convicted felon if I get, in trouble for it, and then you can have a real estate license, and then I'm gone, and, I can't podcast from jail, so I'm just not going to go down that route. But yes, I have been asked if I would do away with somebody for them. Kidding, but serious, all right? Sometimes the people around you are your biggest enemies, so we want to be careful about that. All right. Sometimes we have to have a breakdown in order to have a breakthrough. And that was a Tom Ferry comment that hit me one day, and I went, sometimes we do. All right. Whatever you plant in your mind will grow. And we need to tend to that garden and get the weeds out of it on a regular basis. Just like if you had a prize garden, you would weed it, fertilize it, water it, nourish it, take care of it. Our brains are that cherished item. Instead of I can't, try saying, wait a minute, how can I? I can't do technology. No, wait. I can. I just need to learn a couple of tips. So how can I is the better response to have. So here are some general rules for the mindset for each transaction. First off, every transaction is going to be different. I do not give a royal rip how long you've been in this industry, and I'm seeing heads nod throughout the room. Every transaction is going to be different. One of the best things that you can get it tattooed on your arm for all I care. I am the PPS. I'm the professional problem solver. Because, gang, that is what we do in this industry. We solve the problems that pop up. And we never always know what those problems are going to be. But when they pop up, we better be prepared to tackle them. Okay? So, just take on the mindset. I'm the PPS. Bring it on. I get to learn something new. And a couple of the transactions that I've had that were, oh my God, I learned a lot of stuff, never had to use it again, but I know it now. There you have it, all right? A big part of your job is to put out the fires. So, and that's what we do as the PPS in this real estate with a transaction, is we just go through and start putting out the fires. Remember, this is why we don't make minimum wage in this industry. Speaking of that, and referencing back to time blocking, here's a little bonus challenge for you. Next time you start a transaction, every 15 minutes, just like attorneys block off 15-minute time blocks because they bill for 15-minute increments, block off 15 minutes on your calendar. Color code it for whatever that client is going to get color coded at. At the end of the transaction, step back and calculate up every 15-minute time block. you will have an idea of how much time actually gets invested into a transaction. You want to sell your value? There it is. Because we could guess all we want till the cows come home. This is actually going to give you an idea and a number of an average transaction takes X number of hours. You want to have that at least available once or twice so that when you're working with a client, sell your value. I'm going to be investing on an average transaction X number of hours. It will blow your mind. Absolutely. And it also lets you see when you calculate then what your pay was and how many hours you invested, it's going to put a new spin on you wasting your time. I'm just saying. Exactly. So you calculate your hourly wage and just sit back and go, holy smokes, and then breathe. Okay? Remember to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I've got this. All right. Who remembers the Olympics this past summer? Okay. Simone Biles, brilliant gymnast. Oh my God, amazing. I was watching her, and you could read her lips. She would get up to the floor or the apparatus. She would take a deep breath. And when you counted, it was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You could read her lips, and she said, "You've got this." And then she'd go. She did those routines so often. People used to ask her, "Well, what's going through your mind?" She goes, "Nothing. I'm listening to the music." Her body was on muscle memory. She could literally do it in her sleep. But that is where that level of excellence comes in. Now, granted, if she's not on point, she could fall and really, really seriously hurt herself. But we need to be on point as well. We need to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got this. And tackle whatever it is that's facing you. Great tip. Great tool. There you have it. Okay. All right. In talking about mindset, I realized, again, that this was just as important as any other component of the business. So, what I want you to do, and again, this is in your handouts for you, life is going to dish out stuff that you don't get to vote on. Stuff, or any other S word you want to use, is going to happen. But this too shall pass. Rule number 1, don't sweat the small stuff. Rule number 2, it's all small stuff. In comparison to whatever your biggies are, and this is a little side project I would have you do. Take a few minutes to sit back and say, okay, what are the biggies in my life that are going to knock me to my backside? Knock me to my knees and take the wind out of me for a minute. We all have them. We've all been through it. An unexpected loss or death or murder of a family member, it's going to knock you on your ass. Loss of a pet, oh my God, that will knock you down. But sit back and ask yourself, what are the biggies that are going to knock me down? When those biggies happen, know what is your safety zone to go to. Is it prayer? Is it meditation? Is it music? Is it reading something? What is it that's going to pull you back out of that rabbit hole? Because it's going to happen. Remember, I shared with you that Carolyn, and I can now say her name and share the story without crying. When I lost her and was losing her, knocked the wind out of my sails. I had other family members going at the same time. But I knew that I needed to keep going. It's okay to take time to grieve. It's okay to take time to just go, oh, God, you got me into this. You're going to get me through it. My sister has a great saying, and that is, God did not bring me this far to drop kick me to the curb now. So, when you know what is letting loose, what is your go-to source to pull you back up and out? You've got to know what it is and have it so that when that day comes. Also, as you're taking a look at the challenges that life is dishing out, a great way to put it is right now, either at the beginning or the end of that sentence. Da-da-da-da-da is happening right now. Or right now, I'm just going through a rough chapter, da-da-da-da is happening. Saying and adding right now date stamps it with an expiration. It tells your brain that that is not going to last forever. It is going to have a start and a stopping point. Trust me, that is going to give you additional strength. Right now. Blah, 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 blah. Right now. All right. A couple of fun things to do. When life dish out stuff that you don't get to vote on, life is going to make you bitter or it's going to make you better. You get to choose. Which is it going to be? Is it going to allow you to become a bitter, old, cranky old person or young person? Or is it going to allow you to be better because of it? You will be able to have empathy or share with somebody who's going through a similar situation, and you're thinking, that's why I went through that. Because this person needed to pull strength from me because I walked that same walk. And for some of us, some of you, those experiences are devastating. We don't wish it on anybody. But we know that you're not alone in that journey, and there's others that someday may be able to pull from your strength because you survived and got through that chapter, whatever it is, okay? But you get to choose, and that's the bottom line, is you get to choose. How are you going to choose to move forward? All right, next. When it comes to your mindset, you can either be a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. I'm going to guess that all of you here today are a growth mindset, and kudos to you for that. Did you realize that we have 40 to 60,000 thoughts per day that go through our head? What are you saying to yourself? If you are, I don't want to know. That wasn't an open conversation question, all right? But pay attention. If you find yourself constantly replaying and going down a rabbit hole, that's time to say, whoa, stop that track. Okay, let's get rid of it. Now, on your handout, is a whole page of inspiration. What I would recommend you do is read through it and take one a month. Oh, look, there's 12 on that page. That's going to give you the whole year. Take one a month. What is the inspiration that's talking to you right now? And use that as your opening sentence to yourself in your daily affirmations. All right? Moving right along. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Occasionally, you need to reach up or reach down to help and give a helping hand. Sometimes we're reaching up for help. Sometimes we're reaching down and helping somebody else. But what I would recommend is you find what daily speaks to you. How are you going to fill that cup? Because this industry and life in general can drain the life out of you. So have that blocked off for the first few minutes of your day. Say, okay, is it music? Is it a book? Is it meditation? Is it prayer? Is it a walk? Is it, what is it that's going to get me started? Because you get to choose. You get to choose how you're going to start. So, choose wisely. This is a great technique that Jim Rohn taught me years and years and years and years ago. I had the privilege of going to a workshop with Jim Rohn. Now, if you don't know who he is, look him up. He's gone now. But he was the early Tony Robbins. I loved him. He's got a great cadence to his talk, in his tone. Went to this workshop, qualified to go. There was like 30 of us or 50 of us in a room with Jim Rohn for 2 days. I was like starstruck. And then I really got starstruck later when I realized who he was. It was like, oh my God. One of the things he had us do was to write down, actually, remember when we had the recorders? Okay. He had us record all of the garbage that we've ever been told. Well, you can't do this. You're too old. You're too this. You're too this. You're too this. Okay. His point was, we brought it back to class the next day, and he called a girl up and asked her to bring the tape, and we all gasped, thinking, oh my God, he's not going to play that, is he? And we're all sitting there going, don't call me. Don't call on me. He got her up there, and he says, you remember what's on here? And she goes, yeah. And he starts pulling the tape out. And he goes, they really said that to you? Well, that was mean and nasty. And he keeps pulling the tape out, pulling the tape out, pulling the tape out, and adding his little comments along the way. Well, that must have really hurt. Keeps pulling the tape out. Gets it all done, drops the cassette player, stomps it with his foot, leans over, picks up this wad and said, now try to replay it. Powerful, powerful message. The point to it is we need to get that out of our brains, because we've all heard something over time and we bought into it. Get it out and destroy it. Now, if you write it down, burn it, shred it, whatever it takes, get rid of it. Now that you've got it out, you now have all this empty space to fill back up. Because garbage in, garbage is going to come out. Good stuff in, good stuff is going to come out. There you go. All right. Affirmations. Yes, affirmations are powerful. They usually start with an I am. I have given you a whole list, I believe, in your handouts of affirmations that can speak to you, that can lift you up to get you started until you are ready to start writing your own affirmations. Okay? We good? Say yes, we're good? Yes. All right. Positive. And again, it may sound silly and fun or funny, but it's powerful. It is absolutely powerful. Tony Robbins one time said, you become the people you spend time with. So a fun little exercise for you to do after class or as you are listening to this, stop, do it, and then come back. I'll still be here for you. Write down all the people that you spend time with on a regular basis. Then you are going to rate them with a plus, an equal, or a minus. Ooh. Oh man. You ought to hear the crowd here, all right? Yeah, don't share that list, okay? If you spent time with them and you just went, dear Lord, that just sucked the life out of me, they get a minus. If you just went, okay, I made it, whatever, I made it out alive, I'm good, they can get an equal. If you walk away, and I don't care if it's 5 minutes or 5 hours with that person, and you go, I got this, I'm rocking, I feel better, whatever, they get a plus. Then ask yourself, why in the name of Sam Hill you are spending time with those minuses unless you're married to them? I'm not looking at anybody. Okay, I'm not looking at anybody. I'm looking straight ahead. All right? They're laughing. All right. Now, sometimes you have extended family. You can't bump them off and no, I'm not going to do it for you, but you got to spend time with them. But you go in with your armor up because you know they're a negative. You know they're going to rain on your parade. They know they're going to turn to you and go, well, how many sales have you had this month? You just tell them too many to count. Or I'm too busy, I don't have time to count. Nanner. Okay? But have some fun with this. Again, this is going to give you some great ammunition. Okay? If they're a negative or they're an equal and you have to spend time with them, at least you know and you can put your armor up. All right? There you go. Okay. Dang. Tom Ferry asked, what are you going to do to be mentally tough when it gets tough? Okay? You got to be prepared. That's why I say know what your go-to sources are, know how to pull yourself up and feed that positive daily, because it is too easy to all of a sudden have something happen and your cup is going, it's empty, it's dry. It is drier than the desert. okay? You've got to keep that cup filled up, okay? All right, great book. If you struggle with this one, this is an oldie but goodie. Again, I have no skin in the game on these. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. Mine looks like a coloring book at this point in time. I have flipped through it enough times, and I've highlighted different things that jumped out at me based on where I was at. This is a great book. I would, and I'm seeing some nods in the room, I would absolutely recommend that you get it on your bookshelf. And again, reading a page or two at a time. Have it in your car. You know, you're waiting for something, read a page or two, take it, have it in your purse. Not, guys, don't put it in your purse. You know, but if you have a backpack or something, put it in there, have it with a highlighter so you can mark as you go along. Again, it's got some great words of wisdom and inspiration in there. A couple of other ones that I would highly recommend to be on your bookshelf is What Got You Here Will Not Get You There. The title alone says it all. What has got you to this point in your real estate business or in life is not going to get you to the next level. It's going to require some new skills, some new disciplines, some new strategies, but it's okay. That's how we grow. And The Compound Effect, Darren Harding. All right, great books. Absolutely encourage you to put those on your bookshelf as well. Again, quick reminder, here in session 2 of JumpStart, your toolbox for Samson is full and overflowing of resources that are available for you. You have the bonus of my information and my resources for you on my website. Again, the ulterior motive is to show you what you can develop out on your website as the resource for your clientele as well. Okay? Think outside the box. It's okay. And be the Uncola. Be the Uncola. All right. Remember, I don't care what you know. I don't care how long you've been in. I want to know what you're doing with what you know. So with that, we're going to drop the mic on this section. We have just added 20 new tips and techniques for you in JumpStart Session 2. To add to the 28 that we covered in Session 1, you now, at this point in time, have 48, I can count, pieces to your puzzle to help put it together and building it stronger and stronger. Drop the mic. I'm going home. No, I'm not. We're going to go into JumpStart Session 3 coming up next. Once you have all these various tasks, please, done, then you are open to go. And I would recommend that you keep going into the JumpStart Session 3. Things that will come next after this session that are a great tie-in is the best one-liners, scripts and conversation starters, and common mistakes that agents make. They're all available for you as resources in our Samson Resource Center and Samson University for you. Okay, in your handouts is a pro tip. I've added some bonuses in there for you. Email subject lines that work and how to best end communication or conversations with people with 1 or 2 sentences that literally will be a game changer for you. So make sure you take a peek at those. We do probably talk about those in some of our Thursday sessions, so there you have it. All right. We're going to be talking about newsletter options coming up because, again, we're talking about communicating with our database. Just want to make sure that you know, and we're going to come back to that in Session 3. So with that, let me wind down. Part of your bonuses as well is a whole list of affirmations for you. I'm going to give a shout out to the program called Grammarly. Okay, there is a free version, there is a paid version. Start with the free version and then decide if you use it enough, if it's needed. Some of us don't use ChatGPT or we need extra help with our writing. This is a great free program that will help correct not just the spelling, but the grammar in stuff that you are writing. So again, I wanted to give that one a shout out. So with that, that's just going to wind down our JumpStart Session 2. If you are online, pause, go get the tasks done that need to be done, and come back and get ready to start JumpStart Session 3, which is going to be talking about your database and how to put it together. For those that are live here today, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back.